This is something that happened to me 3 years ago and still sticks with me, especially when I'm out at night. I was on my way back home from a late night session at the gym. The gym is right next to my campus, but my flat was on the complete opposite side of the city, so I was definitely making sure that I caught one of the last buses. Otherwise, it was a long walk back. I got to the bus stop and it was empty, except for this one older guy who looked pretty disheveled and out of it. Already, this was setting off alarm bells in my mind. So I stood far away from him and began to wait. The bus tracker said that the next bus wouldn't be here for another 15 minutes. Damn it. Oh well. I put my headphones in and started listening to one of my podcasts to pass the time, all the while making sure that I kept the man within my peripheral vision. And it should be noted at this point that I'm very short. I'm 4 feet 5 inches and about 95 pounds. And I'm used to unwanted attention. And it was against my better judgment that I was even out this late by myself in an unfamiliar part of town. I must have let my guard slip because I suddenly felt a hand on my shoulder and the man was standing right next to me. Too close. I looked at him and he was saying something to me, so I took my headphones out to hear him.
You alright there, pal? I was saying I've never seen someone so short before.
He was swaying and grinning at me. I'm alright, thanks.
What bus are you getting?
I did not want to answer that, truthfully. But there were only 2 buses left to come that night. I said it was the other one, and he looked disappointed.
I've always wanted to meet someone like you.
He stood there and stared at me for what felt like a whole minute. I felt his eyes all over me. Now I understand what it means to feel like a piece of meat. Eventually, he said,
Do you have sex?
I've had some inappropriate questions from strangers before, but that took the biscuit. I should have said it was none of his business, but I find myself saying, yes, uncomfortably. He seemed to contemplate that for a while, amused by the idea.
What's it like down there? I've always wanted to know.
From his tone, he sounded excited. I took a couple of steps away from him. This time I was more prepared. That's not really your business. I was thinking about how long the walk would be back home. He was getting the bus I needed. I didn't know where the other bus was going. Was it worth it going through with my lie? I didn't know. I suspected that he would get on the same bus as me regardless. He took a step closer. This was the moment I actually got scared. He saw me step backwards and didn't care. He knew I was uncomfortable and didn't care.
I've always wanted to fuck a midget.
That was it. I wish I had said, get lost or leave me the fuck alone or something along those lines. But I was just too scared. I need to go, I blurted out and walked as briskly as I could without running. And it would take him no effort at all to catch up to me. I pictured him walking behind me with his much longer legs, but I didn't want to look back. I walked for a couple of minutes before I finally glanced back. He was still at the bus stop, but he had moved about 10 feet to stand at the edge of it. I could only see his silhouette against the light of the bus stop, but I could tell that he was watching me. I walked the full hour and a half home, picturing him following me the whole way. It creeps me out to this day.